Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kitsap Digital Hour. It's 11 o'clock, and we know it takes people a minute or two to get in, although it seems like we just got a load of people rushing in our digital door. So I'm going to talk about my experience yesterday when my phone blew up related to a tornado warning in Kitsap County. I would have taken this less seriously if a tornado had not previously hit my beloved home of Port Orchard, Washington. I don't know how many tornadoes come through Washington, but I know that I was home 3 years ago or so when a tornado came through, and it was really strange. I'm giving this just 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we'll get started. So when the last tornado came to Port Orchard, I was on a web call and I looked outside, and it was kind of a beautiful sunny day. And then I looked outside again. I said, wow, it's really starting to rain. And it was almost like Hawaiian style, Singaporean style downpours. And it was just pouring. And then after that, it was completely dark. And that was the tornado, it turned out. It was devastating to some people in our community. But I'm glad. It seems like things were relatively reasonable yesterday, although I think my wife's school still got hit by lightning. So everybody's fine, but I think that happened. All right. Welcome to the Kitsap Digital Hour, and we appreciate you joining us. We are going to take next month off, but we are going to be back in January. Our focus through the end of the year is about shopping, eating, and spending in the great community of awesomeness and beauty that we call Kitsap, Washington, nestled between the water, the sea, the mountains, and the city. Today we have 4 experts. Our 3 guest experts are Holly Moss from Frog Soap, a cool soap company that does amazing things with reclamation of product and recycling, but she's going to talk a little bit about some best digital practices. We are going to hear after that, and after Holly talks about best digital practices, we're going to hear from Tory Feley at the Bainbridge General Store that's online. And, you know, when the pandemic started, you couldn't shop local easily. So Bainbridge created a digital gateway to visit your local stores. We're going to hear about that. And David Weinberger is going to talk about the Shine Registry. And there has been a specific, it's kind of like a bridal registry for, sorry, there's an echo in my voice. I'll get closer. It's kind of like a bridal registry, but for local businesses and ways to help out your local businesses. And there's a Kitsap specific spin that's been put on it by some of our local stakeholders. So we'll hear about that. And November, a big deal, Global Entrepreneurship Month. You can see that Kitsap EDA, KEDA, is sponsoring discussions about COVID and the changing landscape of work. The great Katie Crane, who spoke at the Kitsap Digital Hour last month, is going to talk SEO and SEM and deliver some best digital practices. And then something from our PTAC team on when you're working with government on how to modify contracts if it's necessary. There are more than 60 free live events that the Washington Department of Commerce, our state partner and founding investor, is delivering related to Global Entrepreneurship Month. So visit mystartup365.com. That's the website where you can find anything related to Global Entrepreneurship Month. And I bet there's a chance that someone from Commerce is on our webinar right now. So we'll put more of that in the chat. January 13th, we're coming out of the holidays. We're back in business, and we're going to hear from a remarkable professional who's going to talk about business credibility and credit. An MBA. We've taken the class. We've heard from Janefnis. She's amazing. So definitely join us in January. It's going to be fantastic. All about how credit can bolster your business and how credit is important for you. And that, my friends, I think is it to get us started. We're going to move on with the person who is driving, along with our great marketer, Teresa Mangrum, the person driving our Shop.Eat.Spend campaign, our partner in marketing, Algelin Sperber. Algelin, take it away.
Thank you, Joe, and everybody. I am excited to share more about the Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap campaign and what it's all about. and share some resources for Kitsap businesses to enable them to participate and get the word out about their businesses more. So the Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap campaign is all about supporting local. So I made this fun t-shirt for everybody to see so we can support local. And Teresa and Kathy actually put this together last year in the height of the pandemic. And it was a way to bolster Kitsap businesses to help local Kitsap community members learn about businesses and learn about what they're offering in terms of holiday shopping. And so they wanted to do that again this year, but a little bit more amplified and being able to reach out directly to those businesses to help promote them more. So some of the things that we are doing for the campaign are things such as putting together Instagram Reels for businesses that sign up for them. We're also hosting a Facebook Live event next week, Monday through Friday, between 5:30 and 7:30 p.m. Each day we'll have a different town, and I'll share more about that in a little bit. And then also putting together a holiday gift guide. And we have different themes for that as well. So there's so many great ways that we are doing on our end to help promote Kitsap businesses like you, and also get community members excited about the special, unique gifts that they can find right here in Kitsap, and how they can even support businesses from the comfort of their own couch if they wanted to. The other resources that we've provided for businesses is templated social media graphics, so that they can share more information about their store hours. Do they offer curbside? Do they offer shipping nationwide? So there's all those different types of resources available. So I'm going to screen share some of the resources that we have available for the businesses. But just remember that this is also like a great opportunity for community members to learn about the businesses so that they can get great ideas on, again, unique special gifts that can be found locally and gifted to someone right here in Kitsap, outside, in the greater Seattle area, or even, more expansive outside of the state. So we have our website, Shop.Eat.Spend.com, and you'll be able to learn more about the different shops, restaurants, lodging by clicking down here. And you can find the different towns. We've organized it by the different towns in Kitsap. You can also learn more information about, the story behind this. And then I'm going to go to the holiday gift guide. So if you have an item in your store, or several items even, that would be great holiday gifts, then please go to this page of the website. You'll see that, it's easy to find here, holiday gift guide, and make sure you're looking here on the left-hand side to know about the deadlines. We've got different themes. We've got themes for pets, for the youth, and then we've got them segmented here for gifts for him, gifts for her, all genders. We really want to be able to to highlight BIPOC-owned businesses so that we can learn more about them, and as well as finding gifts for people that grew up in Kitsap but live outside of it. So what are the gifts that we can share and provide for the homesick, and then any convenient and easy last-minute gifts. So we have different deadlines and the submission form. We try to make it as easy as possible and to collect as much information up front. So then that way, all you have to do is submit the information and then we take it from there. Now, we're also doing Instagram Reels. So if you're not familiar with Instagram Reels and are maybe familiar with TikTok, Reels are Instagram's version of TikTok. They're fun 1-minute videos to help engage, social media audiences and showcase your business and like what you're doing. There's all different kinds of ideas that you can do with Reels, and you can make them fun with different music and sounds to get them more engaging. So if you are interested in having a reel done for your business, please go to this page of the website for Instagram Reels and then submit your business information and your location. And it'll explain, the purpose of the reels. It'll show you different examples. We just did one with 11 Winery yesterday from Bainbridge Island. So if you want to find some examples, here's, if you visit us on Instagram, Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap, you'll notice everything is Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap. On social media and online, you can see some of the examples of what we have put together for businesses so far. So that's Reels. And then going into Facebook Lives. If you're not familiar with Facebook Lives, that's okay. They are a way to showcase different items, or to showcase your business, or for you to even share a story about you and why you started the business, why, or even talk about your different team members. It's just a nice personal touch, and just live and raw with your Facebook audience. And so what we're doing with this is not so much Facebook Live selling, but a way to highlight, so interview the business owners and also allow them the opportunity to showcase a product or a promotion or a fun, deal or giveaway that they are doing in store. So we're doing 15-minute interviews next week with 4 different businesses. You'll see that Monday we have Polsbo, Tuesday is Silverdale, Wednesday is Bainbridge, Thursday is Port Orchard, and Friday is Bremerton. Right now we have them set for 5:30 to 6:30, but we want to invite restaurants in there too, and even lodging businesses. So if you want to be a part of that, the schedule can be somewhat flexible. So then that way they can be accommodating for your schedule. Just note that the most popular times for Facebook Lives are 12 p.m. Pacific and 5:30 and after. Well, between 5:30 and 8 p.m. on the evenings. So that's why we originally have them set for 5:30 to 6:30 next week. Again, all you have to do is just submit your information here to be considered. And we're really, wanting to find businesses that have a storefront. So that's like retail shops or restaurants. And so then that way we're highlighting businesses that people can visit with the focus on holiday. A couple more things for the campaign is we do have this resources page. So again, you can find that on the top of the website, and we have, a content calendar, we have social media post templates, we have information about this campaign, and you can even list your event with us too. You don't have to fill out the form on the website. You can go directly to the Facebook group page that has over 700 members and post your own event on here. You just have to make sure you're, finding the events page and then adding your event. You are invited to post about your business and promote it in this Facebook group. If you would like us to feature anything about you on Instagram, make sure that you're tagging us here, Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap, or even using the hashtag Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap. Okay. So I know that was a lot of information, and I hope it's been really helpful. Some of the other things that I want to share is some people may be a little hesitant to, do more on social media. Like you might be like, I don't know if I can do Reels, or I don't know if I can do Facebook Live. That's okay. You can feel free to email me at algelin@joinladybox.com. So then that way we can, I can help walk you through it. But really, it's just an opportunity to help people learn about you. And so if you can remove your, anxiety or hesitation around it being just all about you, it's just more about you being able to help others, which is why you originally started a business anyway. And so the other thing is, for community members that are not business owners, there's fun ways that you can support small businesses for free this holiday season. And that's simply following them on social media and using the hashtag Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap. If you find something locally and you're like, this is an amazing gift, I can't wait to give this to somebody, or I loved visiting this restaurant because there's so many great Instagrammable moments around Kitsap too, and they are owned by those businesses. So one example is A Way with Words has like a whole Christmas display that you can take a selfie at. The Urban Plant Shop in Bremerton, there's so many great selfie moments, as well as Plum on Bainbridge Island. They have an Angels wing right by their store. And Indigo Plum in downtown Poulsbo has a mural in their shop that you can like take a quick selfie with the products that you purchase before you leave. So there's so many great Instagrammable moments and free ways to support businesses in Kitsap. And if you are not yet a part of the Facebook group, find us and join it. And then make sure that if you have suggestions on topics that you would like to be discussed, please make those suggestions. You can DM us on there, or you can post your own suggestion, post your own topics. It's a community page, it's a group page. So it's not just, Teresa or Kathy or any of the other great people that are contributing to this as admins. You, as Facebook group members, are invited to post about it too. We really just want as much support and awareness about Kitsap businesses out there as much as possible. So again, you can follow us and engage with us. Just find us, Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap, or use the hashtag Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap whenever you support a business, and we'll highlight it. And I know businesses love it when you tag them and support them in that way too. So that's all that I have to share. Again, feel free to visit Shop.Eat.Spend.kitsap.com if you want to join any of the lives, reels, holiday gift guides. There's so many great opportunities to amplify your business here. So thank you so much for your time, and can't wait to keep supporting local businesses here.
Aljalyn, I had to run away for a second. Did you show that reel, the 11 reel?
Oh,
just for people who don't know, can't picture what a reel is, I think you should pop into that real quick, because they're short and they're fun and so effective.
Sure, I will attempt to do that and make sure that everybody can hear the sound without it being too loud. So bear with me for a moment while I share the screen and audio for this. Hold on a moment. Sorry. Okay, I can't promise you're going to be able to hear it, but I'm hoping you can, okay?
So imagine really fun music.
Okay. Was everybody able to hear that?
I don't think so. I couldn't, but it's just such a nice, effective way to catch people's attention on a Facebook feed.
Yeah, so I invite you to find it on Instagram, Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap. It's there, and you'll be able to hear the sound. I don't know how to share my computer sound on Zoom yet, outside of Zoom. Okay, but yeah, that's different reels, and they're tailored to your business too. So it's not just going to be the same reel style every time. It's definitely tailored to you.
Hey, thanks, Aljalyn. Appreciate it. Well, let's talk to Holly Moss with Frog Soap and Frog Soap and more, because Holly's going to talk a little bit more about social media and business promotion. Holly, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm Holly Moss. I am the manager and product developer here in our downtown location. For those who are not familiar with us, we have been in business for about 9 years. We're an eco-friendly soap company and body care products. And a lot of people know us from our social media. People ask all the time, why do we have social media? But about 60% of our customers come because they heard about us on Facebook or Instagram. Oh, let me hold. I think I'm glitching. All right, there we go. Sorry, guys. A little glitch in our Wi-Fi down here. Perfect. All right, here we're going to start this again. So yes, let me get back to my notes here. So yes, why do we post? It creates a really good form of community. During COVID, we weren't letting people in our businesses, and so we kind of lost that connection. We used Facebook and Instagram to let people know that we were down here, that we were still making products right here in our shop, that we had our new products coming out, that they could come and pick items up, that we could ship products out. We have a complete online store, so we were able to link that to them. And it just kept us in communication with our customers. You know, we still have a lot of people who don't feel comfortable coming into our spaces yet. So we do have, like I said, we have Facebook and we have Instagram. People constantly ask, why do you have both? We actually have two complete separate audiences on both platforms. So the people that we communicate with are different, and they're looking for different products. That is how we let everybody know when our new products are being launched, when they're being released. We also do really fun things like you'll see sometimes it's Sherlock Holmes Day, and people get excited about that. And Laura shares new facts about, like, we put a new still in this summer to make lavender hydrosol. And that really got a conversation rolling about that. So I highly suggest scheduling about 30 minutes, at least a week, to create 1 to 2 posts that you can highlight, whether it's your products in your business, new things that are coming out, maybe fun things you're learning if you went and took a class about new education, any way to just kind of communicate with the community what you're working on in your space. I also suggest, and this is the Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap, is wonderful. It does a lot for the community. I always tell people, the more you share, the more people are going to know about you. But those type of groups in particular are very focused. So the people who are going to those groups are the ones who are looking for a small business to support this holiday season. And so the more that you share, you can also share other businesses. I share my favorites in there. The other morning they were asking about, who do you want to have coffee with, or who do you like to have food with? So I shared one of our favorite places downtown here. So utilizing those is very important. The tools that they're putting together for that, highly suggest taking advantage of them. And then another way with social media that we did through this year is we were able to let our customers know, how comfortable it was to come in the store when they are ready, that we let them know that, we are masking at the door. We are closed right now, so that's why I have no mask on, but we have hand sanitizer. We're still doing curbside pickup. We're still having our online store. We still have people doing phone orders, shipping all over the United States. And we were able to do that with social media. So I know sometimes when you hear that word social media, it can be a little daunting. It's getting tiring, again and again, we're beating that drum. But it's definitely something that can make or break your business during the holiday season. And so, yeah, that's, I know it's not a lot of information. I wasn't trying to hit you guys with a lot today, but it's something that's made our business really, really successful.
Thanks, Holly. If you have questions for Holly, please put them in the chat. And I'm kind of going to ask a question.
Yeah.
So what downtown Bremerton eatery did you put on your social media? Because, I'm always looking for new places to eat, which is, it is what it is.
So are we. We always are. Cups opened up on the corner of Pacific down here, and they have wonderful sandwiches. They have bagels with smoked salmon and cream cheese. That's probably my favorite, but they also have ice cream. And so they filled that spot there that was much needed for down here. So that is a favorite of ours. right now.
And you know what? I'm really glad we had that conversation because I don't know anything about cups. Didn't know
Good.
it existed. So I'm super excited, and I'm always looking for new food, especially in Bremerton and parts south.
Joe, I had a quick question because she said
Please.
scheduling social media posts. So what, are you using a tool, Holly, to do that?
Pardon me, could you repeat, Kathy? I'm sorry, it glitched
So you
out.
said that you schedule your social media posts. So do you use something like Hootsuite to do that?
I'm trying to think. For these ones, I'm not using it necessarily all the time for frog soap. But there are different apps. I'm actually in the process of finding a new one because the one I was using is not working. So we are going through and plugging them one by one right now. But that is something I'm working on, is finding a new one, a new resource. As everything updates, sometimes it's time to update with that. So if anybody has one, they can always share that with me too.
I have one. It's my favorite. It's onlypult.com because you can schedule reels and stories without push notifications.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you.
Aljalyn, can you put that in the chat?
Yes.
Holly,
Thank you.
this is Teresa. I have a question. Do
Yes.
you know if any of the downtown Bremerton businesses are working on a local holiday gift guide that we could share?
We will. Actually, for those that don't know, I'm the co-owner of Spark Commons co-working space, and I release a holiday blog article that should be by the end of the month. That will be shareable. I'm also part of the Downtown Bremerton Association, and with Winterfest coming up, we're working on some holiday gift guides to do for Winterfest. So.
Awesome. We love gift guides and want to share those.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have any other questions for Holly, please put them in the Q&A section. I'm trying to keep an eye on chat. Lots of love for the new restaurant known as Cups. And of course, my mind went there before it went to social media. Here I am. Hey, thank you so much, Holly. We're going to turn things over to Tory Feley at the Bainbridge Island General Store. And, you know, this concept was generated last year because of COVID-19. And the community of Bainbridge was very aware that a lot of their local businesses and their smaller businesses were unable to receive some of the foot traffic that they received in the past, and were just in general negatively impacted through COVID for a variety of reasons. And so this concept came to be. Great work by a variety of folks. We should congratulate Stephen Goldby at the Bainbridge Chamber as well. I know he worked hard on it, and I know the Bainbridge Council worked on it hard as well. So Tory, would you like to tell us more about the Bainbridge Island General Store and take us through it a little bit?
Yes, thank you for inviting us here today to talk about our project. And I just want to start by saying, correct, Stephen Goldby, was his blood, sweat, and tears, and he just has me managing his vision. So he deserves a lot of credit for that. So I come to these kinds of conversations with a data hat. So what I prepared today was just a few bits of information about what we did and where we're going in the new year. So I'm going to share my screen and show you some information. And let's see. Okay. All right. So can you see the general store in my tabs? Everybody see it?
You're up.
Okay, cool. So this is a vision of what you see online at the general store. And it was succinctly explained that this is an online platform representing what's best and a digital showcase of all the vendors who chose to join us. It started almost one calendar year ago, and it was the brainchild of Stephen Goldby, our chamber president. And the only litmus for joining was a valid Bainbridge Island address and license. And 1 year in, we have approximately 100 vendors have joined us. And at this point, it is open to you as a vendor to load up to 5 ideas, and it is renewable. So 5 items from your store, including gift cards, those kinds of items. And it is a pass-through window. We take no money, we take no traffic. Our sole goal is to market your business and your wares. And the better the offer you give us, the better the result. The data from the first year was when we launched here, what I have on the screen is 1 year in review. We have had in the last calendar year, 12,000 visits, 15,000 sessions, and our bounce rate is under 50%. The top categories of the visits are apparel, and it's sometimes challenged by number 2 here, Island Made. So the focus was for us to really, a lot of who joined initially with their blood, sweat, and tears were creatives. We have a lot of creatives here. And so they challenge apparel, the boutiques from time to time. But statistically, what our goal here was to highlight the local storefront and the local creative who may not otherwise have the ability to get vision on their own. So this is a year-in number for them. So we felt good about that. On average, even throughout the year when we don't have a specified idea or holiday that we're marketing for our vendors, we still go on average 645 visits a month, 217 a day. And in one day, our average is 60. So I talk a lot about, digital offers. I'm a data person. I do think everyone has the ability to show up on the remote control of life. And if you don't think about doing it in the next 2 to 5 years, you probably won't be coming to a business meeting. We are currently showing you that our saturation is 50% mobile and desktop is 40%. So really, really important to find your relevant audience and how to make an offer. And I like to express that everything we do except for Facebook ads for the general store is absolutely free. And our traffic is organically our first source of traffic. I said the word Facebook ads, it's the only ads we run. And just as a point in fact, I run the ads and it's $99 a month is what we spend annually. And that's what generates our traffic outside of organic. And you can see here that our return and user visits. So the blue is new visitors, which means we're still in the fortunate situation of gaining momentum. All of our efforts are getting a bigger and there's lots of room to grow is what I'm trying to show here. And we do still already 1 year and have an audience that returned. So we have our tribe is growing and people are coming back. So I said in the beginning, we are approaching 100 vendors. On any given month, we have 600 visits. We launched at 4.5 thousand holiday visits the first year that we launched, and we had almost no headwind. It was inspired and funded in almost an overnight sitch, but we still managed to launch with those kinds of numbers. Several of our vendors sold out on their offer, and I already said apparel and Island Made. So this can be very, very storefront focused and very local focused. I have noticed a trend in the off season, and by that I mean the time where there's a lot more visitors on our island and less people specifically maybe looking at online. I got farms to sign up, and they, because they're in the food business and those people embraced online food, restaurants, they really got it that if you make the offer, even if it's not to ship it, you can get them to your storefront. So food has come on strong for us. That's an interesting thing that I noticed of late. And going forward into the new year, we're really going to focus on education. Some of the words I used and the data I expressed here, really trying to help vendors understand the value of and not or. We really live in an and. I give talks on the value of passion because passion is scalable and the tools are free. So don't think of it as I have to do this or that. It's an and, not an or. Remote control of life. We talked about the phone because passion scales and there's not a lot of buying going on. There's not a lot of selling going on out there. People think of that, especially when they use the term social media, that what we're doing is bombarding. But what we're doing is learning to show up in front of your most relevant audience when they're doing the research to make a purchase. Because when they come to you, what they want is a friction-free solution, much like what Amazon offers. They only offer friction-free. They do not always offer the cheapest. They're currently out of stock like the rest of you. They don't have customer service and they don't have social, but they often are seen as just a seamless solution. So that's where we're focused on education in the new year.
All right, I'm sure that we're going to end up with some questions, Tory, about your presentation in the Bainbridge Island General Store. One of the questions I have that came to mind was, you referenced this. Can you expand on it? Passionate, scalable? Tell me more. Tell us more.
Yeah, so I think what's important to know is that when you talk about social media marketing, most of us are knee-jerk reaction to the things that they think they've heard or they think to be true. And it's so every day I come to work, I have, tons of clients in all different channels. The furniture is rearranged. It's always changing. And what's happening right now is we're seeing the evolution of brand, right? So a small brand can be just as successful and even more so if they're local, if they're able to harness what makes them special. So you have to figure out what you're passionate about and then find the right place to distribute that message. People are claiming their data back, right? We're seeing this evolution. So what we all have an opportunity to do is make our brand visible on omni channels and put out what makes us special, how you service your customer. People want to buy from people like them and people that they see as an authority. That also wins in search. So that's how your passion wins with Google, who owns 97% of the search. There are 2 searches going on every day. There's local and non-local, and most of us can benefit from really becoming empowered in local search and putting out information to bring that relevant audience to us, and then understanding how to make a digital offer for free to get them in your store or online. And if you want them to come to your store, I make the joke, be like the grocery store, make it an online pickup in the back of your store. Put the milk in the back.
All right.
Yeah.
So I see that we have a couple questions in the chat. One is related to revenue source. Leslie Law asks, what's your revenue source if you're not charging businesses for participation? I think this is going to be a beautiful, wonderful answer.
Yeah,
Go
so
for it.
through the blood, sweat, and tears of Stefan Golvey, he got emergency funding from our local Rotary. So that's how we launched the first year. It is, I don't know if it's fair to say this, but there are several cities in the county are currently waiting for action on funding to do this in their towns. I've been fortunate enough with my work through the last year to be the chosen provider if they get their funding, but it is also my understanding that the county said, how can we help? And I think I heard from several people that they haven't gotten a response back. So we're looking to tap into some of that funding for small businesses. It hasn't come through yet. And Stefan and his ability to just, brainstorm for some money. And then we do a lot of this is, I've been a community member here for 35 years. I was in retail for 25 years. So I've seen both sides of the store. And the whole idea that we're going to educate people once and for all, so they're not afraid of how to use these tools, is what has kept me in it for the last year, basically, because I care. And then pickup, I see the question, pickup or online. So I don't know how many people are aware of this, but if you have a digital transactor, and I don't sell Square, but if you have a digital transactor and let's say it's Square, you literally can add an item at will and put it in Facebook, an email, a text, and collect that transaction. You don't have to build a full e-commerce website. That is so old and yesterday, right? So here's a benefit. If you embrace something like Square and make it your shopkeep, you also build a list, you get reviews, you get, I I mean, it's unfolding, and that tool is absolutely free to use. So a lot of storefronts challenge me that if they have a storefront, they don't want to go online. I didn't get in the business of owning a store because I want to ship. There's a button that says pick it up in the store. And my joke about grocery stores, put the milk in the back so that when someone comes into your store, they have to go through your store to pick that item up. It's a great way to get people foot trafficking back to your store or know that they can, right? So it's not an or, it's an and.
Thank you, Tori. Yeah, I am excited that we have so many experts in Kitsap that can help our small businesses stay current, and that it's really not difficult. It's just embracing the and. I really like the and.
I call it living where the solution exists. This is just a little tell. People get this when I say this. I've been running education for the state of Washington for 3 years to a specific channel of people, and they tend to be over a certain demographic. And I have watched how they have struggled with realizing that this can include them. And for goodness sakes, we're not going back.
No,
Whatever the solution is, it's in front of us.
it can.
Forget thinking
Yeah.
that we're going back, whether you're talking about the pause or whether you're talking about the digital. And I actually think it's the best time to be in business because, as I said, the conversation I'm giving next week at Uplift Kitsap is how to scale passion, right?
Mhm.
We should all want to do that.
Yeah, well, and I think Holly's a perfect example of accommodating for making their customers feel comfortable, whether it's shipping, whether you come in the store, whether they take it to your car. They figured it out.
There is an understanding in storefronts moving forward. Through the chamber, I talked to a city in Canada that is very similar to Bainbridge and asked them, how are you doing it there, right? And one of the things that we talk about is the fact that to get people in a storefront these days, you're going to have an experience, right? So we can all shop, price check, and we could go to the great A in the sky and buy. But many of us want a relationship with someone like us or someone who's passionate about things we love. We want to learn from you. And the younger generation, they're looking for the experience, right? So learning to have the experience be in your brick and mortar will really help you moving forward.
Yes, my daughter and I are doing the experience in downtown Paulsville tonight for Girls' Night Out.
How fun. I think that I've seen that embraced all over the county. I have a new client in Port Orchard that I'm reached out. I put bonbon candies here online years ago, and someone reached out because of that in Port Orchard, and I've started going down there. So I volunteered to be her date for their first Friday Girls' Night Out in a long time, like 2 years. It had been since they had it. And by all intents and purposes, it was a success. I think those are great ideas.
Okay, Joe, I think we better transition to the next speaker. Thank you, Tori.
Certainly. Well, let's just go straight to David Weinberger, who's going to tell us about this nifty thing called Shine Registry and how it intersects with Kitsap. David, thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. Just 1 minute. Okay, can everybody see my screen? Yes, great. Okay,
we got you.
So yeah, awesome. So I'm David Weinberger. Thank you so much for the introduction, Joe. I'll try to go as fast as I can while still being coherent. I work with Shine Registry. We're a platform for founders and small business owners to ask for the things that they need in the style of a wedding registry. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this in a minute, but Shine Registry was brought to Kitsap through a partnership that we have with Vibe Coworks, who is sponsoring our work in the Puget Sound. So I see Alana is on the call today. So hello, Alana. We are very proud to be partnering with them. So I'll tell you a little bit more about Shine Registry and sort of what we do, and hopefully you'll start to see some opportunities sort of percolate in your minds as I describe describe the services that we offer to founders and small business owners. I'll start by saying that we do a really good job as a society of celebrating each other when we get married and when we have kids, but we don't do a great job of celebrating each other when we start businesses or when we take on new challenges in our professional lives, right? Shine Registry is a tool that's designed to help founders ask for and then receive the right blend of hard and soft capital that they need to succeed directly from the people who care most about them. So founders use Shine Registry to ask for connections, equipment, cash, everything that they need in order to start something new. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about a founder who's using our platform to build her marketing and consulting agency. She launched last year, tricky time to start, but you can see some of the asks that she has here. These folks, like many of the founders who use Shine Registry, are asking for money to help cover startup costs. They're also asking for connections to suppliers and investors, follows on social media, and a pep talk from people in their networks. So you'll see that this is sort of a blend of a crowdfunding platform with sort of a gift registry, a traditional gift registry platform layered on top of it. Oops, jumped ahead. So you can see that we divide the asks by small things and big stuff. Going forward, we're going to start to work in some other milestones in here as well for those folks who already have their businesses up and running and just need a little support to get to their next milestone, like maybe their next hire or maybe their first hire, right? We can sort of imagine all the milestones that go into an entrepreneurial journey and all the things that we need in order to support our work at every stage. So that's what an individual registry might look like. And today I'm sharing that Shine Registry is officially partnering with Vibe Coworks right here in the Puget Sound. And what that means for you is that when you create a registry on shineregistry.com and you tag your registry with Puget Sound, your registry will be featured on a page that looks like this. We'll be highlighting all registries from the region. And the idea is that it's going to be a one-stop shop for folks who want to support small businesses and want to support the local entrepreneurs behind them. And they want to know more about what they can do to help, right? So this isn't an e-commerce platform. This is in no way similar to Tory's platform. I just wanted to just be clear that this is not a place to shop for things. This is a place to support entrepreneurs in ways both monetary and non-monetary. And so we're so proud to be working with such an incredible co-working space in Vibe Coworks and also with all of you all. And we're seeing it every day across the country. So people love working with Shine Registry because we're helping them meet their most urgent needs. 440 people across the country are using Shine Registry to raise the money and resources that they need in order to be successful. And their friends and family are responding in kind. We have tons of fulfillments coming in at any given moment. And one thing that I'm really excited about is that more than 20% of people who fulfill asks on one registry do so for more than one business. And I'm hoping that we can sort of push this a little bit in the region, right? Hopefully by having a page where we're featuring all of the founders who have registries in the Puget Sound, hopefully we'll start to get repeat users coming, repeat sort of small business advocates coming to the landing page and looking for new businesses to support. So we can kind of create a little bit of an online ecosystem of support. Just to kind of ground this in some examples, our 5 most common asks are professional support. So a lot of people asking for pro bono social media lessons, a lot of people asking for SEO support, a lot of people asking for, an hour with a lawyer. A lot of people are asking for connections. So, this is a great way to ask people in your network if they know someone specific and can reach out to them for you. A lot of people you'll see asking for connections to investors, to suppliers, to potential customers. This is a great way to be very explicit about your asks. There is a plugin that we have with Stripe. So anytime you have sort of startup costs that you need covered, or if you just need $30 to cover coffee for your staff for a day, you can ask for that here. It's gift-based crowdfunding, so there's no equity exchanged for the small amount. That might be pretty clear, but I just want to make sure that it's that everybody understands that this is just a sort of a small gift that goes directly to the founder. This is one of my favorites, the happy hour fund. Jenny is a consultant on our site, and she's asking for $10 to help keep her sanity. And you can sort of extrapolate what the $10 is going to go toward. Number 4 is advice and encouragement. Most of our users ask for pep talks. A lot of people ask for advisors and just general support with specific problems they're having. And for the most part, people, especially brick and mortar stores, are asking for supplies, asking for support in creating whatever they're selling, or asking for support in renting a booth at an event. So just kind of give you a sense of what people are asking for. So we know that asking for help is not necessarily a thing that entrepreneurs are used to doing. It can be a really lonely journey, entrepreneurship, and I know that you all know that. But we're trying to do our best to make it easier for folks and to try to build that muscle memory so that when you go to your community, you have the confidence and you have the ability to ask for the help that you need. We've built some great relationships with service providers and companies whose products we love, so we can give you some examples of things that you might want to ask for and receive, and there are some discounts that we're able to offer as well on some products that you want to list. And we have some helpful guides and templates that are really specifically aimed at helping you make some asks without feeling like you're taking too much of a plunge. So this is just some advice that we have for folks who are starting a registry. Just to be specific, if you are going to register for gifts on Shine Registry, tell people up front what you're looking for. If you know that a person in your network is probably able to fulfill some specific asks, you're going to want to ask them explicitly to fulfill those asks, and don't leave it up to your supporter to know what you're expecting or wanting from them. Some urgency. Right now we have the holiday season coming up, as has been said a few times, and we all want to use that to our advantage. Of course, when you're talking about a sale or a campaign to get a specific product sold, there's a whole set of things that you do, and the same thing applies. We all procrastinate, we all make promises to each other that we end up forgetting about it. So when it comes to motivating supporters to give to your company, urgency is really sort of the antidote to inaction. You may have a lot of well-meaning supporters, but you need them to become advocates who click that fulfill button for you. So think about when you need to have some cash in hand, or when you absolutely need those introductions or that donated equipment or whatever you're looking for to support the push at the end of the year. And we know that social media is a great way to loop folks in and make them feel closer to you and your work. I'm really excited about the opportunity to have a reel made for your business. I think you all should take advantage of that. I'm sure you're already filling out that form. And it's a great way to thank your advocates too. So think about how you can use social media to your advantage to not just reach new people, but to make people who have supported your business on your Shine Registry profile or maybe offline, make them feel appreciated. The more personal your outreach feels, the likelier it is that they'll give you a gift on your registry, and then they'll come again and do it again. And then, of course, don't forget to thank. I think the same principle, if you've ever done crowdfunding before, you know that asking people to give and then not thanking them is sort of the kiss of death, right? We need to thank our people, thank our supporters, and not only is it the right thing to do, and it sure is, but it's also a great way to make sure that they come back and support you again. All right, so I know I kind of blew through that pretty quickly. I'm going to go ahead and stop the share. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
So David, it sounds like talk a little bit about the genesis of Shine Registry and why it came to be.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy that you asked that, Joe. So Shine Registry was born when my co-founder, Emily, had one friend who was getting married and the other was starting a business. And for all of the ways that she and her group of friends had to show up for her friend who was getting married, planning the bachelorette party, the wedding itself, the post-wedding brunch, all of the things that we all know how to do. There were no ways to support the entrepreneur in her group of friends, right? There's really no great set of rules to follow or expectations to adhere to when it comes to supporting people in our lives or in our communities who are starting businesses. So Shine Registry was really a great way, or really the only way that we could kind of come up with to meet that gap in the market, right? We need to create this tradition. I think it's important, and especially now, given what we've learned during COVID, that we all need to kind of treat small businesses as a public good, as something worth showing up for. Our small business owners are the lifeblood of our economy, and we really need to find ways to support them that are maybe a little bit out of the box. And so that's where Shine Registry is born.
Go ahead, Kathy.
We do have a question. Is Shine Registry only for startup founders, or any small business, or even a nonprofit?
Yeah, any small business, any startup, nonprofits are welcome. We don't pass judgment on what the company does, as long as, within bounds. But we are very open to companies and organizations at any stage.
Great. Do we have any other questions out there? Because I know we've just kind of interrupted and, been chatting. Today it's been fantastic. I just feel like it's very conversational and everyone's supportive of the small business community. I'm hoping that people will feel that love as the holiday season continues.
Well, and I'd like to ask the question, and I apologize if I missed it, David. Is there a cost to businesses?
No, there's no cost to businesses. Yeah, so just to be really transparent, we are the way that we stay in business is through partnerships with entrepreneurial support organizations who pay us for sponsoring, the landing page like the one we have in the Puget Sound. So that's the primary source of revenue that we have for now. As we grow, there is a crowdfunding fee that we take. So there's a $2 per transaction fee that goes to keeping Shine Registry's lights on, which is pretty competitive, I think, if you look at the landscape. And then as we grow also, and there's more traffic on the site, those affiliate partners that I mentioned, right, the products and companies that we have relationships with become more important. If there are enough fulfillments on every registry, it starts to be more justifiable as a source of revenue.
No or almost extremely low cost for the entrepreneurs who are looking to start businesses and get support, right?
No cost, right? Yeah.
No
Okay.
cost.
Great.
The same as no cost to participate in Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap.
Well done. Look at that. Way
There
to
you
bring it
go.
home,
That was
Kathy.
expertly done.
Yeah, expertly done. All right, let's call it a day. We're gonna head toward the end here, so I think we might have some final slides that Teresa will bring up. These are our emails. Reach out to us, and of course, Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap.com is the website where you're going to find all the resources you need to drive holiday spending. I'm cheating and I'm looking at my calendar because January 13th at 11 a.m. will be our next Kitsap Digital Hour. It's going to be on business and credit and coming out of the holidays, leveraging credit to get greater financial performance, all kinds of things. So that's where we're going to be. I don't see any final questions. Stay safe. Stay healthy out there, Kitsap. Oh yeah, did I get it right? Did I? January 13th. Woohoo! That's when we'll be talking next. Kitsap, stay healthy, stay safe. If you haven't gotten a shot, go get a shot. It's the way we're going to get out of this. It's science-based and keeps you alive. Bye, everybody. Happy holidays. Talk to you next year.
Shop.Eat.Spend Kitsap.